What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 53 of the Coffee Club podcast. We're all back home together after a whole 2 months out of the studio. It was tough, but we're finally here and we're back to celebrate our birthday, if you couldn't tell.
Coffee Club is 1 year old.
1 year.
Fucking amazing, honestly.
It's pretty crazy that we got this far, to be honest. I thought we'd last a couple of weeks, but we've made it to 52 weeks full.
Yeah.
Now 53. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we need it. I don't know. We need to do something more wild. I feel like I was looking back through our Instagram, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video when we did 10 episodes, and it was like I was so excited. It was because after we went to Weethan, and I went to use one of his songs in it, and it was like, oh man, that was like so long ago. But it was like so happy to make 10 episodes, and now we're at 52, and it's like I don't even know what to do now. It's crazy, but thanks to Jenna, George's girlfriend, we got the cupcakes and the hats, and we got this beautiful background today.
Looks unreal. Beautiful setup. Looking
real pretty. And before we get any more into it, I should probably shout out our guest today, Mr. Chris Hoare, Crispy Hoare.
The silver child to the Hoare family.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell. I mean,
we're related.
Olli, I'll let you do the intro on Chris.
So this is my brother. He's the golden child.
Silver
child.
Gold.
He's coming here to visit for 2 weeks. We mentioned him a couple of weeks ago on the pods. That was my off-season plans, was my brother coming in, hanging out. We haven't really had much one-on-one time since I've moved to America, so for us it's a bit of catching up, a bit of fun, a bit of misbehaving.
Yeah,
so
it's been good.
We've been good. We've been having fun with it, and he's been enjoying it so far. But we'll get him on the pod, get him to have a chat, just pick his brain, and hopefully he can enjoy being a part of the festivities here. 1 year.
Yeah.
Coffee Club down. And also, we got Gus as well in my lap. He's also celebrating.
Who's stoked?
He's absolutely stoked right now. He looks like
he looks
very happy right now.
He's just at the table for a cupcake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna eat up.
He's waiting for his cupcake. But it's good to have you here, my brother.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
For the first 2 years that I knew you, and like Ollie talks about you pretty much constantly.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was convinced that you were older than Ollie.
Really? You reckon like visually you look?
Just the way you talked about you.
Just the
like I
vibe.
never actually thought about it.
Are you saying that I'm mature?
Yeah,
it's the opposite.
I say that you're the one that like holds down the house.
Oh, I know. Mum definitely wears the pants. That's for sure.
Probably. Yeah.
Dad thinks he does, but
nah.
It was just the image I'd created, and then
that's fair enough.
But now that you see him in person, do you think...
Now you can see how and why I am the younger brother. I'm just an idiot.
Yeah. No, but Chris has been great. He's been definitely living up to his fulfilling his role of head of off-season party planning so far. It's been pretty good. I mean, I've only been back from Europe for like 2 days, but last night we went to
Chet Faker, which was really nice.
Concert.
Yeah,
Chris had a great time.
It was so good.
Chris was feeling a bit worse this morning. He was last out of bed.
Struggling to get out of bed this morning. It's bad.
But yeah, that's how it goes in the off season, man. But it's just so nice to have everyone here. I guess a background on Chris, not a runner.
A swimmer.
Nah, yeah, I used to swim a fair bit.
Swimmer, yeah.
Very good swimmer.
Complete opposite of Ollie. But you used to swim a fair bit too, though.
Yeah, I was a pretty good swimmer.
You'd swim every day with me. And yeah, both went to Trinity together, scholarships.
So who was the better swimmer?
Chris, 100%. Yeah. Chris was definitely good enough to make it. He just didn't want to because swimming is boring, correct?
I know, I just didn't really necessarily like the sport that much. I wasn't as passionate as you guys are about running, but I come here and I see how you guys live and how everything works. I'm just like, wow, I am jealous. This is mad. Like, it's so cool what you guys get to do, and like, yeah, what you guys have achieved is amazing. So
you're pretty lucky, honestly. Yeah. You wouldn't think that something so trivial could take you so far. Like
it's so nice.
When you reflect back on it, just all the places that you get to visit and the experiences that you get to have, makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
100%.
Like, and I'm just seeing it. Like, I'm not experiencing it like you guys. Like, it's pretty incredible what you guys do.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. It's honestly, to have someone like you come in, I think, like, speaking for myself, and I think Ollie and everyone else would feel similar, it's like so nice to share it with someone, because what we live is like a pretty unique lifestyle, and it's pretty weird, and it's like only going to last so long. So whenever like family members can come in and be a part of it, it's pretty freaking awesome. So it's so nice to have you here for the big
appreciate it
celebration of the 1 year.
It's nice to be here for this.
Yeah. Feels good, doesn't it?
Chris's coming in and just making sure we have a good off season. So
yeah. And how's it going so far?
Yeah, should we do an off season update?
So far, I've been it's like we've been out a decent amount, but
Yeah.
man,
I'm
pacing myself now. I gotta pace myself now. I can't go too hard. I gotta like pick the nights, you know.
That's how I feel as well. I'm like the classic, like, this is when I feel like a real old man, where like I'll get really excited and I'll go out like and have like 2 or 3 decently big nights, and then I'll be like, fuck, I just want to like feel good again, and I just want to chill, and then like start spacing out. Whereas some people, like maybe more like Chris over here, they're just like ready to go every day, and I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
Well, it's nothing to be proud of. That's for sure. It's definitely not something to be proud of. But
Stamina is pretty weak these days from our side, I think.
yeah. I'm not going to comment on that.
We're a bunch of fucking, we're a bunch of pussies. You can say it.
No, you guys have been really good.
Bunch of pussies over here, but yeah, I guess we do what we can, you know.
We try to have a good time.
We stayed a little
It's
active.
good.
Morgan took us climbing yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very sore for
Went to the creek. Went to the creek yesterday as well.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
a
nice.
busy day, and I was not expecting it, and it was really fun.
Yeah, we got in a lot of stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Gus went for a swim and showed us that he has no fear, pretty much. Like, there was that, you just would go in and just
Jumping
jumping
off rocks,
going in after people
He's
to get out
crazy.
there drowning.
We should have put that on the Coffee Club Instagram.
I think
he
you
tried
got
to
a
go
video.
down the rapids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We should upload the video of it because it was like so impressive. Like, he's an athlete, man, and we still got to do that 400-meter time trial with him
Yeah,
as well.
and we do have to do that.
We have to get the roller skates and the frisbee out, and
He's
see
still
what
in
he
good
can do.
shape, so
He's a fit boy.
He'd be pretty quick.
Yeah,
yeah, he's a bullet,
he is.
absolute
But-
bullet.
So kind of like today's episode doesn't really have much of, obviously not much is going on, but we're just going to take the time to reflect on the 1 year. I think it's going to be a big like circle jerk of, I don't know, reminiscing, nostalgia, etc. And just kind of go through some of the favorite moments from the year. I think at one point I really wanted to do a live show. We all wanted to do that, but the logistics were just like too difficult for us for now. I think once maybe another year when we're like worth like millions of dollars and we have like the big studio and all that, we'll be able to pull that one off. But for now, we just put the poll out on the old Instagram, did it the old fashioned way, just asking what like everyone's like favorite moments were. And I think if you follow the podcast, I don't think it's hard to predict what the favorite moments are, because they're all just pretty obvious and they're all like related to obviously how we're doing in the sport and all that. And so I think we'll just go down the list and just revisit them. The first one that I wrote down, which was probably the biggest one for me in terms of just being like very entertaining, and that's how I look at it. Like, I don't think any of us are looking at it in terms of like amazing athletic performance or like controversial. I mean, obviously controversy actually helps a lot. So, and when you talk about entertainment, so controversy good when we're talking about this. But so that, with that said, the first one was when Olli said that he outclassed Josh Kerr after the Milrose Mile, the Wanamaker Mile. Trophy's just sitting over there. I can see it, looking real pretty.
Does look nice.
And what was, I think, especially special about this episode that we filmed down in Florida was the anticipation and the way it played out, because Olli went and raced in Milrose. He said the post-race interview, I remember seeing it at the time being like, wait, I don't know if he like meant to say that, like that's a little bit disrespectful, but like, good on him. And then the fact that Olli got sick immediately after it, and so he couldn't be on the next episode, and so then he was stuck in his room until we filmed the next one.
Yeah.
And Olli was absolutely on one, because when Olli doesn't get his social interaction, like it just gets like built up inside, and then when it can be let out in the format of the podcast, you know, just like he's just gonna be firing on all cylinders. And that one was very fun because you didn't, I don't think you apologized, I can't remember, but I think you doubled down, if anything.
I think you doubled down.
I 100% doubled down. I was stewing in that room for about a couple of days probably, because I was so sick, because I drank out of that old massive
The trophy?
You got the Milrose flu.
I got the Milrose flu, because I know El Puro got the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if she drank out of the cup as well, but I drank out of it, got sick, and I remember that. The thing is that I think I didn't mean to say that word. The word I should have used was that, no, outclass.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I was outmaneuver or something, like maybe something, because I used the wrong word, and then it just, after that I was like, I got to double down on this because I'm on the pod this week, and I know
Also
it's been told.
because he like hit back at you, like being quite personal.
He hit
Did
back.
have a go?
Yeah, he hit back at Josh hit back at me for that comment, which is very fair. It was very warranted. And then he kind of said that I was a sellout because there was a Whoop thing. He called me Tin Man or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember he said on his podcast, and then
personal.
the funniest thing after that, now he has an Oakley deal and a
Dude, he has,
freaking
like,
Longines
every deal.
Yeah, he's definitely like followed my suit of just crashing out. But yeah, he started giving me shit for getting that Whoop deal
Yeah.
for the mile and calling me Tin Man or something, which honestly is a huge compliment. Shout out to the tinfoil boys.
Yeah, they do pretty good marketing wise, don't they?
Pretty good marketing wise, yeah. I would hope to do as well as them, but yeah, no, that was a pretty funny moment. that was interesting for me for sure.
Yeah, it was like because Josh Kerr does not back down, and he has.
I mean, to be fair, neither do I.
Yeah.
Like with stuff like that, I don't back down.
No,
So
it was
it's a bit of a head bash.
It was perfect, and yeah, he loves to like say dumb shit.
Yeah, he loves to stir the pot. I love it.
So do you.
Yeah, so do I. Well, the thing is, I think Josh is 100% good for the sport. Like, he's so fun to watch interview wise and like just to see what he says next. But I think I try and do the same a little bit. Try not to cross the line too much, but I definitely did at that point.
Yeah.
At Milrose, I definitely crossed the line there with that comment.
Yeah, it's just like I could tell it was just a bit of a spur of the moment, but it didn't really matter. Once it'd been said, it was out there in the world, and now I think people still say it like to
People
this
still
day.
say our class, yeah, they say it all the time.
And then yeah, I mean just the way the year played out and stuff, I think it's just like it's been good. You guys have had a lot of good races. I mean, to be fair, I think you've come out on top like most times.
You and Josh.
Me and Josh.
Yeah.
Josh got me at Worlds, I got him at Comms.
Yeah.
He got me at Lausanne, and I got him at Zurich.
Oh, so
Hey,
it's
keep
been pretty
notes on
even.
it.
So it's pretty even,
Reasonably
honestly.
even.
Yeah.
I'd say overall, it's pretty even season. Even Steven.
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh,
good
Senior year.
I mean, you got a gold medal at Com Games. That's pretty good. If you're comparing like in that way.
Yeah, actually, that was his. I think his main attack after the outclassing was how many world meters do you have, mate? So,
I still don't have a world medal though.
well,
I
have a Com
I
Games
think you said
medal.
global medals.
Oh,
He
global.
is-
Let's say global, yeah.
I think we could call it 1-1.
You could call Com Games global, surely.
Yeah.
I feel like Mirrors really kick-started the year.
Yeah. It
Kick-
did.
Kickstarter.
It was like
well.
the first meet of the year and really started with a bang,
Definitely did.
media-wise and confidence for Ollie-wise.
Yeah, it was pretty electric.
No.
I mean, if you look at the podcast, I mean, you guys have obviously had great performances from almost the first episodes because I remember we were already doing the podcast by the time you guys ran the BU 5K, obviously. And that was really good timing as well for the podcast because nothing else was happening. I guess NCAA Cross was happening, which is super exciting. But in the pro world, nothing was really happening. And then we had that. You guys go crush that and then have Milrose start off the indoor season right. And it was just like bang, bang, bang. So, but yeah, we do love Josh Kerr. Unfortunately, maybe a reason there hasn't been as much banter, but because they just don't film their podcasts anymore, I don't think. I can't remember.
They haven't done many. Yeah, they
They
do like
retired.
seasons. No, they do seasons. They do like a couple, like 10 or something, and they do like a season of it.
Yeah.
And then that's like it for a year.
Well, come on, Rabbi.
But yeah, Ribeye has no excuse. Josh is traveling a lot, but Ribeye has no excuse.
Yeah. I mean,
Because Ribeye, I don't think Ribeye went to Europe, did he?
I don't know if he did. I didn't see him there. Saw Josh, so I know he was there. But
Yeah, I saw Josh.
yeah, can't do the seasons, as Jordy said, because you're never going to hit episode 69
No.
if you break it up into seasons.
If
So
you don't- yeah, exactly. It's just never gonna happen.
what's the point, man? You gotta keep them going, keep going through, and then one day you'll be on episode 53 like us, almost there at the 69.
Living the dream, baby.
Yeah.
Living the
So
dream.
as I went through the different moments of what were like the most entertaining things I think from the podcast, it did boil down to often just Ollie's, I don't know if beefs is the right word, but Ollie just not being afraid to rip into certain people and just different, kind of like mini beefs along the way.
I just sound like a dickhead. Like it's just
No,
me being
because
a dick.
I think this is the good thing with the podcast is like you can talk about it in a way that's like people can tell like you're just having fun with it and you're joking. I mean, obviously sometimes there's like some real element to it because you are racing against them and there is
Yeah.
that competitive. And I think, I mean, with that, I think people actually like that because people want the excitement.
Well, hopefully people, when they listen to that, or like I have a rant, classic Ollie rant about something, and say I'm ranting about that individual, and that individual just like swamps me in a race. Hopefully that gives people that watch this some, gratifications. Like, yeah, he just talked too much shit. And
Yeah.
he got rinsed
That's
in
what
that
you
race.
get.
I mean, that hopefully creates entertainment for people to enjoy.
Yeah.
Me saying something stupid and then getting my freaking head handed to me in a race.
Yeah.
Hopefully they find enjoyment off that, and then when I actually am able somehow to pull it off and, and win a race, then hopefully it's good in that way as well. But yeah, it's just having fun with it and like
people love a good rivalry.
Usually I
100%.
say something though. I'll say something like talk some shit or whatever.
Always.
I'll say something, and then usually you two are the ones that are countering it. So you guys actually give the rational and logical explanation to things, and I just
I'm
go
trying to
completely
think.
full.
I don't think we've ever had a moment where we're all like, we wouldn't ever all gang up on someone. I think we're pretty good at someone will always be able to.
Well, you just let me
defend.
go. You don't say anything.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There were some, because I'm trying to think like of what your big ones were. I personally really enjoyed your ones with like the Oregon guys. Like,
Cooper Teardrop and Hulk Hocker.
yeah. Because then I think that one actually did get to them a bit.
Yeah, I felt bad actually.
Definitely.
I did feel bad because I feel like at pre-Diamond League, that was the first race I was racing both of them.
Yeah.
And the like lead up to it, we're just giving them. I mean, I did that bet about if they beat me, they could punch me in the face. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
I did that bet, and I mean, it was never solidified. They never said anything about it. They just mocked me in a New Gen video.
True.
Using my accent and saying Hulk Hocker and Cooper Teardrop, which I thought was very endearing, actually.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. But then I got to pre in the race, and I got second in that race to Jakob, and I think they ran solid.
They did well.
Yeah,
they did run well.
Sixth and something,
Mm-hmm.
sixth and seventh, or maybe, or fifth
Yeah.
and sixth. But they ran pretty well. But just chatting to them afterwards, and they just don't give a shit either. Like they're just
I
chilling.
don't
Like
think they really care.
Cooper Tier is the biggest chill out there. Like he did not care at all. He was pretty chill about everything. Cole was pretty chill. So yeah, no. Hopefully, like that. If you're a Cooper and Cole fan, that you can hate me on that. You know, it'd be good because then you never know. Next season they could just rinse me. So.
Well, that one was good as well because it wasn't super like one side as well, because where that started, I think, well, in a way it started, actually now that I think about it, that was kind of ongoing for a long time because it kind of started with George beating them at Millrose. And then after that, Olli said that because George beat them at Millrose, they were too afraid to race you guys. So that was actually like,
well, the thing
started
is,
with a bang.
Remember the week before we did a podcast and I said everyone's like just ripping on how great Cole Hocker's kick is, but they don't know, like they're about to experience the George Beamish kick.
Yeah.
And that video literally got clipped into the race. Remember? There was like a Twitter thing that got clipped into the race. Like I was saying, like, if we're going to talk about Cole Hocker's kick, we're going to talk about George Beamish, and then it goes down, and it's just George literally coming from last to first in 100 meters. So, I mean, yeah, like that sort of stuff was just really good for us because it looked like we actually know what we're talking about because we could deliver. Like
One of
George
those rare
delivered.
moments. One of those rare moments.
It was a great moment.
But you are right when you say that, like when you put yourself out there like that, like it doesn't really matter if the result is good or bad in terms of, I think for people listening, it's still entertaining.
Yeah, that's what you
put yourself
hope
out
for.
there. Because if you think about kind of the next chapter in it before pre was the whole pen relays thing,
Oh God.
which obviously that didn't go very well
No.
for OAC because we like
Yeah.
we
Well, we
ripped into them a
still
lot.
won, but we didn't run a world record.
Didn't you guys run it? Like, weren't you running the competition as well? Wasn't?
On was
Yeah,
sponsoring it. Yeah. On was sponsoring. They were trying to do a world record attempt.
And you guys
And-
didn't get it.
No, but
so
no one.
far away from it.
We
Really?
didn't have any. We didn't have a team.
And we were also
literally-
so far away from the Oregon boys'
Yeah.
attempt. They ran so much faster
That's
than
so
we
good.
did.
Yeah,
Because
this is the context of it, Chris. So it was coming off what we were talking about before, where we were making fun of them for not like racing against other people because they at Oregon they have like a really nice track and all that, and so during the year like they're able to set up really good meets and they don't need to travel to other places, and obviously that's good for them. But with this sport, like a lot of people love like the competition, they want the head-to-head races, and so we had put out, well, not us, On had decided to sponsor the pen relays, which is a massive meet, but it's not known for like running really quick or anything. It's just really known for like having a great tradition and great like matchups generally, and it's mostly honestly known for like high school and college. I would say that's where it's been biggest. In the past they had like international stuff, but they haven't done that for a while, and so they're trying to get the pro side of it going with us a bit more again.
Yeah.
And so they put out this like call to try to get all the best teams to put together a 4x-mile relay, which on paper I'd say like seems pretty simple, but in reality, as we found out, it's kind of difficult
really
because
hard.
with injuries and all that
Yeah.
going on, like it's really hard to pull it together. And so didn't get the field that like I guess they would have hoped for at one point, but they still put it out that like the On people, the OAC would be going for the world record attempt, and the world record was like really hard to do. I mean, definitely
It was averaging 3:57.
How far off were you guys?
We were really far off.
Like what? Like 10 seconds?
Like more than that.
Okay.
Our first leg, I think the guy ran like a 4.
Well, it just didn't go out fast.
Yeah, it did go out fast, and then from then you can't like catch up time really.
Yeah, fair
Because
enough.
only certain legs can do like you can only do so much when you're running by yourself anyway.
Yeah,
That sort
of
event.
course, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the main push was that there was an opportunity like on Twitter. There's an opportunity for me to have a rant because on Twitter,
Yeah.
Oregon posted that like, oh, we're doing this world record attempt at Oregon. We
This
asked
is
for-
1 week before.
This is 1 week before,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we've
yeah.
we've announced this for months. This
Yeah.
has been known for months. 1 week before it, Oregon Twitter posted say, we're doing a world record attempt in the 4x mile with these amazing boys. We tried to contact other teams, but they were too scared to respond or
Yeah,
something like
they
that.
said
They
something
said something like that, and I'm like, are you fucking
That's
kidding
so
me?
good.
We literally said months ago that we were doing Penn, and you guys were invited. We know you were. There was a big purse for the meet, and they didn't turn up. So that's why we just revved it like in their direction. I just ranted, and it wasn't actually particularly at the boys. It was at just like
The
the
social
Oregon
media.
Twitter, yeah, the social media. It wasn't at the guys at all because they're just doing what they're going to do best. Is
Yeah, they're just
their
running.
situation. Yeah, it's just running. But the way that was portrayed is like, wow, that's just couldn't be any more dicky.
Oregon social media. Did we make fun of them for their recent post about them being underdogs on the podcast?
We got asked to make fun.
We
of
got
it.
asked to make
We
fun
could
of it.
probably do
yeah.
that right now.
It was ridiculous. So again, it's good having Chris here because obviously then it's just like kind of like explaining this stuff a bit. Oregon is the most historic, well, not necessarily the most historic, but they have by far the most money in their track program because that's where Nike was born,
Yeah.
etc. They have like the best facilities.
They just have a blank checkbook from Nike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
right.
whatever they want.
Gear, facilities.
like it's
Well,
messed up nice.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money. And then they have kind of like not performed that well in cross country though. So then recently they put out this big post about how they're like the underdogs going into this year. But it's like, I don't know what an Australian equivalent is because there's not even like that type of money in Australian
Yeah,
sports. But it's
nothing.
like the nicest team with all this good stuff. Like the type of recruits they get out of high school is just like the best kids. Like literally the best runners. Like none of them are underdogs. They've been winning every single race they've ever done.
They're a bunch of winners.
So they just poach, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean that's how it goes.
It's just
isn't it?
easy
Yeah.
to recruit.
Yeah, exactly.
You go on a recruiting
Everyone
trip
does
there,
it.
it's
Yeah.
bloody hard to turn that down.
Yeah.
There was like some kind of real thing. It was like taking on the underdog mentality or something.
Yeah.
Which is
With
just inaccurate.
their multi-billion-dollar facility in the background of the video.
And they got
Pretty
now
funny.
they got one of the best decorated pro coaches in the world.
Yeah.
Coaching the thing is like, yeah, well, they're definitely underdogs.
Yeah.
They don't they don't have one of the best coaches in the world. I guess Oregon. It's just so easy to root against Oregon. Like it's so easy to root against them if you didn't go to Oregon and you didn't like fall in love with all that stuff there because you can see why people fall in love with like the running, the
When you're
idea
younger,
of pre.
especially.
Like
I think Prefontaine does so
Yeah.
much for them.
Pre's massive for them, and the nostalgia of what everything is about Oregon and Haywood Field and everything like that, it's huge.
Yeah.
So I can see people falling in love with that and definitely going on that side. But it's literally like, I shouldn't say. It's literally like, it's like the Empire in Star Wars. Like that's how they feel to me. Like they just got so much money, they're overwhelming force. And then
Yeah.
the Rebels are just like the rest of the
Star Wars
NCAA.
comparison.
Just the rest of the NCAA, like it just feels like because they have so much resource. That's
Yeah.
why, like, I make fun of NAU quite a bit, but it is quite impressive to see like a small school like that
Yeah.
deliver.
Yeah.
Whereas like Oregon has all this money, all this potential. Like if NAU still beats them, it's just like that's kind of cool in a way.
Yeah.
For me personally, I know other people might say something different, but it's so easy to root against Oregon. So
The
easy.
reality is now, like, none of us can really say anything, though, because I think, George, probably when you went to NAU, it was very, very different. I know it was, but Wisconsin for us was always... Wisconsin is also, like, one of, like, the most looked after programs. Like, it's just got a lot of money from the football, basketball.
We got
So
good.
it's not like
we
can really
got
say
good
anything.
history too in cross country in particular, and we didn't really deliver that much. We won a lot of Big Ten championships, but
Yeah.
we never delivered on the national scale.
So we were very privileged as well. NAU at one point was, but now things are different there.
Gus is like,
might have to take Gus's his birthday hat off. I don't
I think he's
enjoying
getting
it anymore.
annoyed. I think he wants to get down.
He's had enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, pretty good stint for Gus on the podcast, I think.
that's the longest
that's
he's done in a
his
while.
best work in a while.
Yeah. Thanks for your service, Gus.
El Presidente.
Yeah.
I think
We'll cash the check.
Okay.
Send the check over.
send the check over to Gus.
When I got there, we started getting better looked after with gear and stuff. We'd get a couple of t-shirts. for cross country and stuff.
That's pretty good.
It was only a few years before that apparently they were buying their own shoes.
That's
and,
crazy to me.
Getting one T-shirt a year and stuff. So, and that was when they were getting on the podium, and that was bloody impressive. Now they just got that, as anyone can see on, use multitude of TikTok famous athletes.
Shout out Nico Young.
Shout out Nico.
Shout out
We love
Nico
you.
Young.
Their new facility is pretty epic, actually.
It's ridiculous.
So now they got no excuse. Not that they ever had an excuse, and they're still.
But they can't complain.
They're still the best.
They're on a level playing field with
I'd say they
some
are.
of the best programs in the country. You could say that now.
I don't know, man. They have Mike Smith. I don't think any.
Yeah, but we're not
you
talking
can have all the
about.
money in the
We're
world.
not
You
talking
can have
about
all the money
Michael
in the
here.
world.
We're not talking about Michael. We're
Michael,
talking about the facilities
That's
alone.
not fair.
Michael is a cheat.
Someone
is a
needs to nerf
cheat
that guy. He's OP.
Oh, he's just ridiculous.
I think his biggest challenge is keeping those guys on the same mentality that the team had.
It
10
is a
years
very
ago.
Okay,
different
how is-
challenge.
when they weren't treated as well as they are now.
How has Michael not written a book? If he wrote a book on college coaching, he'd make a fuck ton of money.
I reckon he's going to be like Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
He won't write anything, but then his diary will be found and published and studied for probably thousands
Thousands of years. Thousands of years. When we're long gone, dust.
Yeah.
Twinkles of dust.
I hope he has. I'll tell you what I would love. I would love to crack into his phone and hear his voice memos. Like, I can't even imagine how
When are we getting him on
amazing
the
they
pod?
sound.
That's
George?
the dream. Well, shit. Maybe we'll get invited to commentate a NCAA race or something.
That'd be sick.
This is just an idea for any race organizers. We're available, and we'll get a little interview with Mike.
Don't have to pay us. Just get Mike to agree to come on our show, and that's all we could ask
All we
for.
need to do is we won't even say a word. Morgan will do the intro, and then Mike talks the rest of the episode. Mike just talks the rest of the episode, and that's it.
And he can say whatever he wants.
Anything he
It doesn't matter.
wants. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could even be about pottery or something. I don't care. It'll be a
I've
success.
listened to that.
It'll be one of our best episodes ever.
Yeah.
Just
Chris
Mike-
is just like, who the fuck is this guy?
I have no idea who you're talking about right now.
He's the coach at NAU, who's George's coach in college, and he's got the most amazing voice
Very
ever.
sexy
Really?
voice.
And
It's
he's
so
real
deep.
real
So
deep.
deep.
And he backs it up with pretty good words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
He
choice of
says
words.
some pretty good choice of words.
Not like Ollie.
They need to learn from
An
him.
Ollie
Yeah.
and Smith conversation would be hilarious.
Hey, he won't talk to me. I tried to talk to him in a meet. He just ignored me.
What happened?
You'd see why.
I don't know.
That sound? Oh yeah.
At sound, I paced all these guys. He just shook Geordie's hand. I was right in front of him. He just looked at me. I said, it was nice seeing you. And then he just walked off.
He's playing hard to get.
He's just teasing me.
Bit of game for you.
Yeah. Bit of tease. He's hard. He's hard to get, but we'll get him.
He's a hard man to pin down, as many other colleges, such as Oregon, have found. They tried to offer him so much, I think, to go there. I'm kind of making that up.
I
but
did.
think-
I did hear that. I don't think he's full life and situation. I don't think they wanted to leave.
Why would
where
you
he
ever want to
was.
leave Flagstaff?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Rachel does not want to leave Flag. That's what I've heard. I've heard from my sources that Rachel will not leave Flag, which is fair. I mean, everything there's working for them. So
Best place in the world.
hashtag best place in the world. It's even better than New Zealand, apparently. Hawke's Bay got nothing on Flagstaff, bro.
I have
Oh.
heard this. I haven't.
Not as good as the Shy, though.
Yeah, no, nothing is. God's country.
God's country.
Do you actually think that Cronulla is like the best place ever? Will you
Nah,
live
nah.
there forever? Do you reckon?
I reckon if it wasn't so busy, now there's been so much development and stuff
Probably
like
changed
that.
so much, huh?
It has, yeah. It's so busy there. Probably not. There's way better places down south or up north. You even come traveling, see different countries, and it's there's a lot more out there than Cronulla.
Yeah.
A lot more,
Yeah.
and it is better, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love where I live. It is nice. But
Yeah. For anyone who's wondering, we're all shouting out our hometowns now.
Hometowns, yeah.
Cronulla and Hawke's Bay.
Randwick?
Randwick for me. Thank you. Anyone listening from Randwick, shout out. Bishop's Avenue. No, I probably shouldn't give away my address.
Yeah, what's your number? What house number?
No, definitely not there. Don't live on that street.
Did
But
you keep the key under the mat or?
Under a rock.
It's there's a vase thing that it goes
Don't
under.
tell them. Don't say that.
I'm kidding.
You could find your address and then get in, you muppet. All right.
All right, back to Mike Smith. No, I don't know. What
We gotta
were
let
talking
Mike.
about
We gotta
before
let
that.
Mike go.
Let
Otherwise,
Mike
it'll be
go.
all the whole pod.
We're talking about the pen relays fail. Which the other thing about pen relays, which it was a fail, but it was also whatever. The guys running. I mean, I didn't even run, so what can I say? But
Yeah, you both didn't run.
yeah, everyone gave it their best. But what was cool there, I think our podcast episode there was.
It was a
pretty-
success for Coffee Club.
Huge success with Coffee Club. We had Olin on, and
Yeah.
the setting for our podcast is probably one of the best settings we've ever had.
Yeah, Franklin Field.
Yeah, not many podcasts get to go on Franklin Field and do that.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. It'd be, I think, whenever we get to do something like that, like last week, for anyone who saw the part in the Zurich Cafe, like it's so cool to get to do that type of stuff.
Very special.
Obviously, the only issue with that is it's like all downhill from there. Like I think what the setup was for you guys for last week in Zurich, that's like the ideal studio for this podcast to be recorded. I don't know if you saw it, Chris, but they're in.
Yeah, no, I did watch the most recent.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
like
it
they're
was.
in like Olli's favorite cafe. Still your favorite cafe?
Still my favorite cafe.
Yeah, it's a good
last
podcast.
4 days in Zurich, I went there every morning for 2 coffees, and they knew me so well they didn't even I didn't have to ask. They just make it.
That's special.
They'd make it, and I just tap, and then I'd sit down, and they bring it to me.
No words.
No words. It was just peace and understanding of like, this is the morning, this is his routine.
This is what I do.
Hopefully we get to do one there again, or every time we go to Zurich.
Well, your fingers crossed. I mean,
amazing.
I think they were very, very chuffed when we were talking about how big of a deal they were for us, like to start in the pod, and like how our love for coffee shops. And this is one of my favorite of all time, and I've been to a lot around the place.
If I may say, I've visited a couple coffee
I've been
shops.
to,
in my
been
time.
to thousands. I've been to thousands. I've checked them out, scoped them out. What's good? What's
Drunk a
not
lot
good.
of coffees.
Drunk a lot of coffee. Felt a lot of pride and been
I
able to.
was wondering where you're going.
I had no idea that
What
as
do you
well. I was like,
feel
this is
at
going to
the
be
coffee
quite
shop?
interesting.
Yeah,
This
I
is gonna
normally
be
go
really
into the
interesting.
bathrooms and I like to
Yeah.
check out the bathrooms and then
Yeah.
see what happens.
No,
in
I just
there.
felt a lot of pride in being able to find a good coffee shop.
That is a very
Do you know what I mean?
prideful
Like,
moment.
I don't know if anybody else experiences. These guys are freaking. I don't know what's going on in their brains, but I felt a lot of pride finding good coffee shops.
I don't know if you found that though.
Yeah, no.
Collective?
Yeah.
No, I didn't find it, but I'm just saying in general when you go.
Oh, so not this one, but sometimes.
Well, technically, I mean, like when you get introduced to a coffee shop, you find it yourself. You find
I
yourself.
don't know, man. It's across the road from On. It's like I think you would have more sense of pride if it was like one that no one knew about, and then you found it.
Yeah, true, but
Not to burst your bubble.
no, that's right. I mean, I have had instances when I've had coffee shops like that. That's why I like coffee shops.
Oh, so you have found some good ones before,
Yeah.
just on your own, no
Yeah.
help at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Google.
Nah,
Google's
that's
helped
fine.
me.
That's
If
fine.
I'm in
That's
a
fair
country
play.
that I don't know.
You've dug yourself a hole here. You just keep going.
Yeah, but if I mean, like, I go out and wander down the street and then find a coffee shop, it's pretty freaking sweet. But I'm saying in general, I use Google. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Google
haven't
Maps.
done that yet since I've been here.
Find a good coffee shop.
Yeah, we haven't.
We went to
wandered.
Ozo.
Yeah, but you know that coffee shop.
Oh, do you want to go find one?
Yeah, we'll have to go
I don't
for a
think
wander.
I don't think Boulder. I think I found everything. I think I've looked at everything.
Well, it's pretty small. We
Yeah.
visited most of them.
It is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. I don't even know what we're talking about again, but we were talking about.
Collective Bakery.
Oh yeah, how good
Yeah.
it was. I had one coffee there. I thought it was decent. Not my favorite, but also I don't think I got the experience of it because it was when I was really rushed because I had just come down the mountain to Zurich and I was late for the tour of the On headquarters, which I didn't want to miss because it was quite the experience. But no, it's a cool place. Very cool. Lots of cool coffee shops out there. But yeah, so I think if we can do more stuff like that in the future, it'd be really fun. And obviously cool to have it so close to home with the On. And we got the new intro now from that, which was huge.
Fantastic.
We'd never be able to film something like that.
No,
on our own.
and they were so lovely there, like the people working at the coffee shop. They actually, like, the thing is, because the coffee shop closes at 3, and they let us like go in after that and kind of set it up and everything. But people from On headquarters and just around the businesses thought the coffee shop was still open because the lights were on, so they kept trying to walk into the coffee shop.
Said
And this
no.
poor lady who works at the collective had to keep like telling people to fuck off because like we were actually doing a pod and everything was quiet.
Like
and
that.
she's like literally just like, can you please fuck off? Like
Yeah.
trying to go like get people to go away, and like that was kind of, I felt bad because I was like, all these people want to probably get a coffee and they can't, but it was closed anyway. So
Yeah.
but she was doing a great job of keeping the noise down, and we had a great setup. The camera was amazing, and Jordan Donnelly, I mean, what a better guest.
Yeah,
He was
definitely got to have
fantastic.
him on, I think, as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really like cool snippet episode to hopefully archive in On's journey with the shoe as well, because like you don't get to have that kind of intimate talk with someone like that with their job. So that
Yeah,
was cool.
it's just legitimately like such an interesting thing to hear
Oh,
about and an
100%.
interesting story. Like half the time we talk about like nothing, but that's actually like something that's like
Yeah,
cool
that's, if
cool
you're going
talk
to pay
about.
attention at any point listening to us in our podcast, that was the time.
Yeah.
Any other time you could zone out, you probably wouldn't miss anything. But that was a really amazing
Yeah.
was it 30 minutes, 40
Yeah,
minutes we
30,
got?
good
So
30
it was
minutes.
pretty awesome.
Speaking of having Jordan on, who was your guys' favorite guest? Do you guys have a favorite guest? That's kind of a big question.
Yeah, I
just to
got
throw
my
in
favorite
there.
guest is on right now.
That's such a cop out, but I appreciate it.
Over your mum too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
was,
It's gonna be
I was
tasty.
expecting you to say your mum.
Oh, definitely. It would definitely be Mum. Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay.
I thought you just said
That's
No,
right.
no, no. Well,
Wow,
okay.
that
So this is
things
the new.
changed
This is
real
the new
quick.
year.
Yeah, that's okay.
No. This is the new year. So it's 52 weeks. This is the new one. So Chris is my favorite guest for this
So
year.
far.
Not much competition,
So
but
far,
I'll
yeah.
take it.
Whereas
I'll take
Mum,
it.
I have to say I did enjoy my mum and your mum being on.
Thank you.
I
I enjoyed
you know,
both of them as well.
love the mums. And looking back at it though, probably one of my favorite guests would have to be Lewis and Ryan Manahan.
Yeah.
That was a really fun episode. That was a really early one too, but I thought that was a fun episode because it was just the vibe was good. It felt like we weren't even
Yeah.
talking on,
feels
on
like
a
a
podcast.
lifetime.
In terms of pure entertainment,
It was pretty funny.
they were my favorite. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Especially, I love when we got to call Ryan out for kicking the hole in our war at the party.
Yeah.
And then we've continued to call him out because he never fixed it.
He never fixed it, and then but they didn't charge us for it.
True.
They didn't charge us for it. They gave us back our deposit, which I felt was a bit sus.
It is sus.
But
Very
yeah,
lucky,
Ryan isn't at the gala. If he kicks a hole in here,
He's in big trouble.
you're
His
in big
house is a
trouble,
little
Mister.
nicer.
We won't let you go this time. You're gonna have to fix it.
Yeah. But those were great guests.
Who's your favorite?
My one, I would say honestly, my favorite, just off the top of my head, is probably Joe Klecker. Just because I find him to be very entertaining, and also he puts out a certain like persona on Instagram, and I think a lot of people see him in a certain way because of that. And
Yeah.
then you hear him talk, and he's like, when he gets into it, and he's around like us in particular, I would say. He's just like doesn't mind to sling it. And he's just actually like pretty funny.
Yeah, he
Like,
slings
really-
it when he's around us.
He's
he
real
definitely
funny,
does.
and like other times he tries to appear very stoic and all that, which I think is cool in a different way. But then I love just the idea that I think when people watch it, they're just expecting him to be a certain way, and then he's just like very
He's-
cool
yeah, he's
and
very chill.
entertaining, and he's got great insights on everything. He's just interesting.
He has to be one of our most demanded guests because I feel like every video we did up to that point, everyone's like, get Joe on, get Joe on, get Joe on. And was like, okay, well, we can get Joe on at any point. So let's pick the right time to do it. And then after he won USA, it's like, this is the perfect time.
Yeah,
We
we
got
had
him
him
on.
on twice. We had him on before that as well.
Oh,
had
we
him on
did
in
too.
Florida.
But they wanted him back on after that. People
Yeah.
kept wanting him on. So we got him on after the USA's when he won the 10K, which is freaking incredible. That's one of the moments of my watching my season. That was sick when he won that 10,000 meters. And it was interesting having him back on. I think that video, when I checked last time, was one of the most watched
Really?
podcast YouTube videos that we have. Because I think, like you said, like people want to have this perception of him.
Yeah.
And he's a big figure in USA running. And then, he's not afraid to sling it and have a good time. And he was a good guest. Not your
Yeah.
mum, though.
Not my mom. But I mean, she knows that she's my favorite in a different way. But podcast guest, got to give it to Collect Daddy. It was just so fun. And it's so easy to talk with him because we talk with him all the time.
Yeah, it's
So-
fun. What about you, George?
Well,
Ryan?
do I need to pick a new one?
No. But explain why Ryan and Lewis is your fun one.
Well, I was just
Elaborate
saying
on it.
pure entertainment. Otherwise, no, I think Jordan was up there.
Jordan
with
was
one
good,
of my
yeah.
favorites. Also, just but also because of the setting and the chats that we had.
You could just feel it. The energy was good.
But also because I was a little nervous because me and you had to.
Yeah, we had to take the reins.
Yeah.
I thought
Which is funny.
I thought we did an alright job. I mean, it's just hard because you do want to help out and take the reins at some points, but when Morgan's just so good at it.
No, it's not. No, you guys,
true.
you guys crushed it. You guys did a really good job. The only thing that sucked was that I wasn't there to help with the audio, because I didn't tell you guys this, but I had to individually go back, and every time Jordan talked, I had to adjust the volume.
Really?
Yeah, it took a while,
Wow.
but I didn't have much
Was
going
he
on, so it's
quiet?
fine. It was just the way the mics were set up. It's just the way it happened.
We needed one more.
Did
Yeah.
a bad job.
Yeah.
Did a bad job.
Yeah.
No, but it's
We've
like
been fired on the site,
I
haven't
can't
we?
expect you to know that stuff because you never really do it. It's just it's not hard to do. You just got to know it. But that was really good, honestly. I think the good thing about having someone like Jordan on is that they're having a good time, a
they're
great
enjoying
time.
it.
They fucking love to be on the podcast and all that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, honestly, apart from Jordan, we haven't had a guest on, and apart from I guess we had the ladies of OAC, some of them on. Apart from that, we haven't had like a other guest on for so long. Do you remember at one point we said we were going to have Drew Hunter on? And
I literally said in multiple interviews,
more than 3 months ago,
multiple interviews after pre-Diamond League, people asked me about Coffee
I could not
Club.
believe that you said in an interview, because then in my Discord, someone sent in and said, next guest confirmed Drew Hunter on the podcast.
I literally said it in because we were trying to lock it in. But yeah, never. I mean, we will get Drew on eventually. He will get on this podcast. Also, another guest that I'm hoping to get on, if he's listening right now, Alex Yee.
Alex Yee.
Good fan of the pod.
That'd be huge.
This is hard.
Triathlete superstar.
Hard to believe.
He followed me on Instagram, and I am just over the moon. One of the big ones. So if we could, if Alex, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod. If you could somehow do it in your busy schedule.
The dream would be get him and big rival Hato Wild on together,
mate.
Or separately,
mate. I'm getting excited.
I think you do it separately in such a way that you get them to talk shit about it. I know, like, I don't really know much, but
there's a little bit of beef
like,
right now.
There is. I think they're really good friends.
There is beef right now.
Well, they're good
friends.
Are
mates.
Mates, but there was a big crash in a few months ago in some race, and I think that Leeds one.
Yeah.
And someone's blaming it on someone else.
Why are we not covering this?
Did Alex win? Alex won though, didn't he? Did he win that?
No, I think he crashed out.
Oh, he crashed out, did he?
Yeah.
Which is the one he won recently, where he just sprinted at the end. He just outkicked everyone.
The Commonwealth Games? I don't know.
No, not Com Games. There's another race I saw.
Oh, you're
maybe
asking
it was an
all
old
the
one.
right questions, but just not to the right people.
Yeah, I know. But we'd love to get...
He's convinced that you guys know it too. And you guys just argue to it.
Keep asking.
Come on,
I was certain.
You have to
Because
know.
These are the silver and bronze medalists from the Olympics in triathlon.
So,
I mean, they're
and the big
amazing,
dogs.
amazing athletes, and they'd be amazing people to
Yeah.
get on the pod. So, and also broaden our horizons.
Well, they're
hopefully
also
get
like
triathletes.
runners. They have the running background.
Yeah, I mean, Alex
Yeah.
is like an amazing runner too. So,
And I've trained with Hayden a little bit back
Yeah.
at home.
if we can get those two guys on, Alex, if you're listening, love to have you on. I'll DM you eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get that sorted. But other than that, is there any guests for the future year that we would love to? Probably, maybe not. We can say it now if we want. Or
Well,
we
I don't really want to say names because I don't want to get people's hopes up, but and then let them down.
But like,
that's my least favorite
what's
thing.
a guest that's like out of our reach, but you'd love to have on?
That's a great question. I'd have to think on that one. I would love to get on someone like that you wouldn't expect to have. We don't have many actual in-depth interviews. Like Jordan was a bit more like that.
Yeah.
I would love to have like someone like Mark Wetmore on. But try have it because you know he would never do it.
Yeah.
Like that's why, and just have him like just for whatever reason decide to like open up a lot and just chat with us. I think that'd be so entertaining. So I guess Mark Wetmore, just because I know it'll never happen.
I would love to have Seb Coe on.
Seb
Coe would be another one where it's like I'd love to just have him on and then just roast him about the World Athletic stuff, see what he says about it.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean there are that'd be any out of reach people.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's tough to think. I mean, we obviously now that we're back here in Boulder for the next few months, we're gonna try reach into this pool of talent that we have around here and
100%.
get on as many interesting people as we can and like do it proper, like go more interview style, I guess. Not like interview. And anytime we try to do anything that's too like official, I don't think it goes well.
No, we laugh at each other and it just collapses.
It just doesn't work.
It's still good, I reckon.
Yeah. Just got to talk shit like we are now. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the guests. But we've been lucky enough to have a lot of good people on so far, and hopefully we just keep it going, keep growing with that. But earlier you mentioned that Clack Daddy was one of the most listened to or most viewed podcasts. I was going back through and looking at which ones get a lot of views. And ones that get a lot of views, which is interesting because we haven't talked about it in so long, was like a lot of like the Shelby stuff and like the Bauman stuff. And we haven't really talked about. I mean, we have. I guess I can't remember when.
We're beating a dead horse here. If we
Yeah,
keep
we're talking about the Oregon stuff. I
Beating a
can't
dead
remember
horse.
talking about that, but do you remember like early?
Yeah.
I would say our first 10 weeks, like a lot of them
Came up every episode.
Yeah.
It was all about Shelby.
Do you know about this story, Chris?
No, I don't. Is
I don't
it
even know where to
rivalry or
start.
something?
Everyone
No.
in the running world has heard about it way too much now. But it's like honestly the biggest scandal that happened. It was like last year. There was a girl in Bauman who's like the biggest
Star, female star in Bauman.
Yeah, she's like the biggest star in Bauman's like kind of like the biggest group distance running in America, and she failed a drug test, and it was really dramatic how it all happened because it came out literally at the Olympic trials.
Right.
She hadn't raced all year, which was maybe a little weird, but also like not that weird. Like people wouldn't have thought too much of it, but then this news came out that she had failed a drug test, at the Olympic trials, and then it was all pandemonium, and then they had this full like prepared story about it, and the story was that she failed it because she, the night before the test, had dinner at a food truck, and it was Mexican food. She had a burrito, and they said that they tried to argue that there was nandrolone
in the beef or whatever.
In the pork. But it was just like the...
Did this work? Did that work?
No,
it became a meme immediately.
And also, she ate a carne asada burrito.
That's a solid, like...
No, but she ate a carne asada burrito, and it only finds in pork. She ate beef, and it was in pork.
You could tell a lot of thought went into it, but just not enough to get it over
just
the
a lot of
line.
layers, and it just didn't work.
That's pretty funny.
And then there's this drama that we were talking about with it early on, but... I mean, I would still love to have Shelby on as well, just to like...
Do you reckon she'd ever come on?
And then the fact that like 8 women left the team right after that.
Yeah.
Really?
The team, the women's team is like, I think it's like 4 people
Heaps
now.
of drug cheats or potential.
No. It's just... I wouldn't go that far.
I forgot to tell you guys, spend some time with Sinclair Johnson, the after party at Fifth Ave. Huge fan of the pod.
Really? Sinclair is?
Yeah.
Shout out Sinclair.
She sort of tried to fight me about it. Because she thought that she wasn't overly happy about our
Betrayal of the Bauman woman?
No, of her new team.
UTI Track Club.
UTI is not a good name.
She didn't love that. Otherwise, huge fan of the pod.
United the Airlines. I mean, I know Jess Hull wasn't a fan either. Because we were making fun of the names, and I think she got a bit upset about it. And that's fair. Like, maybe we're carrying on a bit too much. But to be fair,
personal. We love all the people.
To be fair, it was nothing to do with them. It's to do with the name that they picked, and also it's literally the exact same as our name.
Yeah, that was a fun
that's the thing.
Well.
We're going to make fun of it because we were the originals.
Yeah, and Angles had that wild interview at the same time.
Oh yeah, you said I never heard of OAC. Like, dude, you tried to join our team. Like, what are you talking about? You literally tried to talk to Dathan and asked to join our team.
Yeah, so
that's a classic. It's a classic.
Classic troll.
Classic troll right there.
I don't know. And then it is pretty awesome how everyone's like the moments when we get to hang out with all the other athletes is always at like parties and stuff.
Everyone's drunk and everyone's just saying shit. Yeah,
it's just good fun. So yeah. So hopefully I don't even know what we were talking about, how we got to this, but
we're just talking about guests.
Yeah. Moving on from that, the next thing that I was going through our past episodes, and one thing that I thought was hilarious from the very early days, this is like only like the real day one listeners I think will remember this one, is our whole debacle about the Harry Potter incident, which I would love to bring up with Chris.
We should ask Chris what he thinks.
So yeah, just before we get into it, Chris.
It's just all about me, isn't it? It's all roasting.
It's just ripping on Olli. I like it. It's all right.
Yeah. If you had to put Olli in a house in Hogwarts, which one would you put him in?
Like, honestly, probably like Gryffindor or something.
What's or something?
I'd say Gryffindor.
Firm Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? No, you said you were Slytherin.
I could see Morgan and is it Hufflepuff?
No. We're not doing this.
What about me?
We're not doing this.
I think Gryffindor as well.
Alright, someone pay Chris to say that.
I paid him a lot of money to say that.
No. So what's the debacle?
The debacle was we did this quiz, right? And the quiz is like supposed to tell you what house you're in.
Right.
And I don't think like, and people also make fun of me.
Olli got Hufflepuff first.
I got Hufflepuff, alright?
Okay.
And like people also said that I look like Cedric Diggory.
Why
So they make fun
always
of like.
has to bring that up. Always has to bring that up.
No, I'm just.
People always tell me I look like Robert Pattinson. I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Actually,
I actually don't think I look like Robert Pattinson. However,
how do you say that?
But you just said
no. However, Carlos said that he thinks that I bear resemblance to that because I'm in Hufflepuff and I can just be Cedric. It's like, stop complaining. I was like, I'm not in Hufflepuff, and I swore that
Gryffindor?
I wasn't. I did another test, and I was I think it was Slytherin and Ravenclaw. I did 2 other ones, and there was
everything but Hufflepuff.
Everything but
Slytherin's just that pure evil. So I can't really see anyone on this table being in that.
I was in Slytherin for the thing.
Really?
It's funny you said I'm in
Sorry about
Hufflepuff because I think when I did the test, I think I was in Ravenclaw, but then I think we had too many Ravenclaws, so then I got put in Slytherin for we had a Harry Potter trivia
nice.
night,
And
so
then Morgan proceeded to cheat.
Yeah, he cheated anyway. He was in Slytherin anyway.
It really
Which
makes sense.
It's like it's canon.
Yeah, I was just
What
I
house
was
are you in?
cosplaying.
Gryffindor?
I don't know. But it's very generic if everyone just goes, oh yeah, you like Gryffindor. Everyone wants to be in Gryffindor because that's where Harry Potter
You're
was.
definitely in Gryffindor.
You're a Gryffindor boy.
Or
for sure.
Slytherin.
Yeah,
You're a bad boy.
Slytherin bad boy.
Just an idiot.
Yeah, so that was... I just remember like that episode got really heated.
I got really angry.
Yeah.
I got really angry. Because I feel like I can take a lot of shit, but when it came to my Harry Potter house, I started crying.
How'd you go with the trivia?
Trivia, I was good, except
You should be good at it.
Runner up to.
We run up to them
silly.
because the problem
Nice.
was, shout out Emily and her husband, absolutely lovely people, terrible at Harry Potter trivia. Ah,
My
God, I
main
love them.
my main takeaway from that trivia was that we are all like really bad at Harry Potter
Yeah.
trivia.
No,
It was way harder than I thought.
I thought I was pretty good.
No, you were good, but
Yeah,
I just like
it was between me and your team.
You gotta read the books. If you don't read
Yeah.
the books,
yeah.
But some of
you've
the
read some of
questions-
them, haven't you?
I read all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, well there you go.
No, but the some of the questions that Snyder got were just really weird. Remember?
Yeah, I think you have
Yeah.
to really recently read the books to be able to answer.
But
these
some of them were
questions.
movie trivia too. It was like quotes
Yeah,
from the
right.
movies.
And you had to like
It
guess
was, it was tough.
Yeah.
I was, but like even like when he see this is like a basic one. I think this was maybe the final question, and you would think this would be so easy. He said, "Write down as many charms and spells as you can in a minute." I couldn't even think of like more than 3, like Expelliarmus and Wingardium Leviosa. What else
Well,
is
if
there?
you read the books, you would know way more.
But I have read the books twice.
Well, then you would know way more.
But I
you should,
gotta-
unless
I
you
gotta-
can't retain
I
information.
reckon I
What
got down
grade
like
would you-
30.
I got down a lot.
How many do you reckon you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head right now,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could name like a few.
Go ahead.
I could probably only get like 4, I reckon. I'll be honest.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Do
be
you want to do this
interesting.
right now? Ow! Gus is attacking me.
I know one more.
Ex-
Septum Sempra.
Septum Sempra, yeah. Expelliarmus,
I already said that.
Accio.
Didn't say that.
You could say Avada Kedavra.
Okay.
Crucio. Stupefy. Expecto Patronum.
He's going alright.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
yeah.
All the obvious ones, though.
Oh,
I
these
probably-
are all-
I probably could have said
These are all
those, to be
very,
fair.
these are all very
To be
obvious.
fair, I could have said all those.
Impregno. What's the one where the Hermione uses it shoots the birds at Ron? Impregno. I don't know what that one is. There's.
I think you got to say it right to get the points.
Yeah, no, you got to say it right to get the
That's
points.
right.
100%. Bubble charm. What's a charm? That's not a spell.
Yeah, that counts.
Wait, that counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Charms would just be a type of a spell,
Don't know what the
wouldn't it?
word is. Though.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just
So
just
you
ended
got
there.
about the same as me. All right, George, name some other ones.
We'll be here all afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this what we're gonna do for the pod? Just name spells from Harry Potter.
I don't know. I just wanted to just test your knowledge, to see how good you
Well,
are.
it's poor at the moment, so it needs to get more re-educated.
Ready for
reread the
ready for
books.
trivia round 2 with Snyder.
Yeah, reread
on
the
Halloween.
books. No, we're gonna do Lord of the Rings.
That'd be good.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna do Lord
Always
of the
been
Rings.
studying really hard for that one.
I have been. I've gonna invite. I think it's gonna be a couple of days after the gala.
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna invite everyone over for Lord of the Rings trivia.
Oh, why don't we do it on Halloween again?
Yeah, what?
Oh, we could do it on Halloween again, yeah, and then we can go out.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, do
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Well, Christo's coming back. He's gonna come back, aren't you, Chris?
I'll put my leave in again.
Put you leaving.
Well, I just won't leave.
Just
I
stay
hope
here.
So back talking about partying and stuff. Another one that people liked was how much we talked about the Met Gala. I love just calling it the Met Gala still, even though it wasn't.
It wasn't even the Met
It
Gala.
was the OAC Autumn Gala officially. We keep going back and forth on how it's going to play out this year. Some of our key members are unfortunately not able to attend. At Carlos Villarreal, doesn't look like he's going to be able to come.
Gus is very upset
that's
about
a
it.
huge loss.
Yeah. Big loss.
I still think he can make it.
You think you can
I
convince him?
still have hope. Yeah, I say, is it just because of leave or
Yeah, just work.
just why don't we just tell his work that he has to have a sick day?
We should tell him.
Just
I
tell
mean, he
him.
works for On, so you should have some pool there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should have some pool with it.
Yeah. So, do we have any updates this week for the Met Gala?
Updates. It's probably gonna get out of hand now, so no one turn up. Everyone just go home.
All right.
It's too big. It's too big. It's getting too big. There's too many invites.
How many
too many
people have
DMs.
you actually got confirmed?
There's too many.
We don't know.
Five.
Five.
There's too
I
many
really wish I
celebrities.
could come. I'm
Yeah.
Too
going.
many
that makes
celebrities have confirmed.
Too many celebrities have confirmed. So there is a Kardashian coming.
Which
Confirm
one?
this. Which one? The most unpopular one.
Who's that?
And I guess
Chloe?
Kate.
They're all so famous.
Yeah.
one of them's coming. They said my brother was going to be in town. They thought he was coming, so I want to
Yeah,
see
right.
him.
Yeah.
Don't want to see
For
Chris.
sure they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not much to update.
Not much
I guess,
update on the
on
gala.
the
All that we know is it's probably going to be.
Is Jingy coming?
Is Jingy coming? His letter's in the mail.
Yeah.
The invite's out.
The invite is out. I've already sent it out. So Jingy might be there, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably going to be an afternoon, evening thing. A lot of alcohol, a lot of good times, good music. having fun with it. And are we still doing the theme?
Western,
because Gus is going to have his little outfit.
He's gonna
This
look so
is
good.
why people should turn up to the gala. You want to see Gus in the outfit. That's what you want to come for. Have a drink and see Gus dressed up as a sheriff or a cowboy or
Sheriff
something.
Gus, that'd be perfect.
Sheriff Gus.
That'll make
Patrolling the area, making sure everyone's having a good time.
Keeping
Yeah,
the
he could be
backyard safe.
security.
Yeah,
He could be the bouncer.
be pretty good for that. So, yeah, not much going on this week with the Met Gala. I think our planning will hopefully commence in the next couple of days. Speaking of Jingy, though, I think the other big moment, like my favorite thing that happened was definitely the fan fiction for Jingy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was awesome because, like, obviously you had rivalries with all these people and you, like, made fun of them. But then for Jingy, you have a bit of a soft spot for him.
I have a big soft spot for Jingy.
You know what
I
I was
love
gonna
him.
you know what I was gonna make fun of you for that I never did.
What?
I was gonna call you his new flag bearer. I saw that.
Oh, yeah, because okay.
That was so
His flag was on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like, and I actually got, I'm not kidding you, I got 3 or 4 DMs from people saying, thank you very much for what you did to our flag.
I believe it.
I'm not kidding. I got some Norwegians that messaged me saying, I really appreciate what you did to our flag.
I believe
Because it was on the ground.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking about it earlier, which I didn't even know about, because the USA team have like all these things you have to do with the flag. You got to hold it a certain way. You cannot touch the ground.
I think technically, like every country.
Every
has
country has it, but like they go through it like every time they go to a meet, right? So I actually have never been through that. I don't think. Maybe I have. I just wasn't paying attention. But I know that that's like bad. You don't want to touch the ground. And then after the Diamond League final, like he's obviously he won. He's excited, and the flag was on the ground. I felt really bad. I was like, that can't be on the ground, so I picked it up and put it on him.
I just saw the image of you following around trying to put it around each other.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to hold.
It's
It's not my flag. It was on the floor, and I felt like I just felt bad, so I just picked it up, and then I was trying to follow him to put it back on him. I thought I was doing a good thing.
No,
but,
I mean you did
You
do
were.
a good thing.
but in
Amazing.
general, have I got a soft spot for Ingebrigtsen? 110%. I
Yeah.
freaking love this guy. I love him.
Yeah, and the fan fiction.
I wish I was his
fun.
friend. I don't think I am his friend. I think I'm just an acquaintance,
A competitor.
a competitor. But Jingy, I got a bit of a soft spot for with my. But yeah, the fan fiction. I mean, like, pretty impressive. Whoever wrote it, hit us up.
Yeah, great writing skills.
That's the one thing that I've really enjoyed is just all this stuff that's come out of like content wise, because we've got
Yeah.
a Gus Twitter. We do not know who runs that Twitter, but if you would ever reveal it yourself to us, you're more than welcome to
What about
find
Keith? Keith
Hall, we
Have
don't
you figured
know.
out who that was?
That was another highlight of the year for the pod,
out.
actually.
We just don't know who these
That was-
accounts are.
Yeah, because I follow Keith Hall. I thought it was one of
They're
you.
so entertaining. Like everyone that runs these things, they're just so funny. I don't know how they
Because
do
Keith
it.
Hall is very funny.
I don't know how they do it.
It's
where
pretty
they-
funny.
It's like a full-time job. I feel
Yeah.
like to come on all those
Yeah.
jokes and
Yeah.
everything, and they just crush
And
it.
just following everything.
So yeah, we absolutely love that. I think you got to check out the Gus. Is it Gus?
I didn't even know
Twitter.
Gus had
Gus
Twitter.
He has Twitter.
Gus
He has,
And you don't know who runs that.
he has
either.
over 1,000 followers.
And you also don't know
No.
who.
No, but like they're like so good at posting. Like
Really?
they do like so much. It's really impressive.
Wow.
And then the other funny one was No Context, which isn't like
Yeah.
related to us, but they definitely like put us on there sometimes, and they're just hilarious. You got to check that out.
You gotta check out No
you would
Context.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't heard no.
They're pretty funny.
We'll show it to you. Just No Context track, and they just like it's just an Instagram account that just puts up random funny stuff from our sport.
What, like they rip on you guys? Or?
Yeah, they rip on everyone.
Yeah,
It's an even playing field. They get
Right.
everyone.
That's good.
yeah.
They even got Gus on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course, they got Gus on there. How could you not? He's the star of the show. Look at him. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't really think of any other big moments to me in this past year. I mean, anything else from you guys?
I guess, beans.
Beans.
Being able to sell our own beans has been
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Sold out
Yeah, definitely.
twice,
Well,
technically.
The bean drop in Florida, that was fun.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was exciting.
Yeah. I think definitely should say thank you to everyone that did support us by
Yeah.
buying the beans, because that was really cool. It was a really fun thing to do, dip our toes in the merch world and all that. And yeah, I think the Florida one was so exciting because that was actually really early on as
And
well.
we were extremely nervous too because we did not think we were going to sell
Yeah.
any.
No idea how that was going to go.
Yeah.
And then it was a great success.
Great success.
So that was really cool. And then, yeah, we sold them throughout the year, and we're not selling them anymore. But it was like a really cool thing to do, and I think it'll be a good way to lead into like doing some other cool projects with that stuff. But yeah, honestly, I guess at the end of the day, like a lot of it does come back to like the fans and the support and all that, which like I guess we said that last time as well. But it's always so huge and so nice, and it's always like kind of unexpected to like have people get around you like in the way that people do. So that's like the most special part, really.
Yeah, I mean the one thing I feel like I don't have fans. I don't have fans. I don't have
What do you
fans.
mean?
I feel like when I go
Elaborate.
to meets internationally or anywhere really, every time I go out there's a coffee club fan.
Yeah.
Always, but there's not always an OAC or Olli fan or On fan. They're a coffee club fan,
Yeah.
which I think is amazing because I think what we've done and created was a nice little, idea and brand that people like to get behind, and that's cool. So I love that because I've been every Diamond League I raced this year, there was a coffee club fan there,
Yeah.
and I heard coffee club get yelled out when I walked out.
That's
way.
pretty cool.
And then after Com Games, there was these two girls with those big signs, that coffee club signs, and they had Keith Horns. Like, they had all
Really?
that stuff. Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's cool. Like, that's what I love about it. Like compared to anything else, it's like people actually like love what we're giving out content wise, and then they're turning up to the races and like getting invested in racing in general, not just in us, but actually into the sport, and that's a cool thing. So, I really appreciate that.
Very cool.
I know Gus appreciates it too. He's very happy with the success of Coffee Club.
Yeah.
That one of my favorite meets of the year was like the smallest meet we went to. That first sound running one we went to.
LA, yeah.
There were hundreds of people wanting to, not hundreds, maybe a slight exaggeration.
No,
800?
I'd say about 100 people.
Honestly, it
yeah,
was.
we signed and got
That
photos with
million-
at least 100 plus people.
Coffee for Coffee Club or
Or, yeah.
or
Yeah.
just a variety?
I
Just
reckon
in
they were all
general?
Coffee Club.
That's so cool.
Mostly
that first
Coffee Club.
one.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Sort of, anyway. That was awesome.
It was pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
Looking forward to more of that next year.
Love the
yeah, I
fans.
mean, like we've come a long way, like Morgan mentioned, but where are we going to go next year? Are we just going to go up, or what's going to happen? I'm
Probably down.
nervous.
I think down. It's the only
I
way to
think
go.
so.
I'm pretty nervous for that podcast poll.
The what?
Remember that?
Oh yeah, the battle was at the end of the year. Whenever it was.
When did we get the dub on that podcast poll? It was like
Some best
Oh.
podcast. I bet it was an end of year thing.
That was
I
an
don't
end of
know.
year
yeah.
thing,
I'm
and
guessing.
we won purely, and then people were commenting purely saying like, oh, they only won because they're new on the market, new kid on the block, or whatever. But
Yeah.
we're
So
still
this
still
is-
hanging in here,
this is our year to really solidify that.
100%.
Yeah, this is where we really show what we're made of, guys.
This is where we hit the town running.
You guys did say that once you got to your 420th episode that you were going to stop. I remember that.
Yeah.
So
That's what you. That's
true.
what you remember.
And then 69 is also very important.
There's a very special one, yeah.
Which I can relate to.
Of course you can. But yeah, hopefully we just keep it going. Keep having the good times. Honestly, a pretty chill episode today, but I think it was fun to just take a little trip down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from you boys?
I guess no, Chris.
No.
No, I mean Chris.
Thank you for being here, Chris.
No,
Yeah.
of course. Like, thanks for having me. It's been unreal. Like,
Yeah, no, we've enjoyed having you, and also people want to check it out. Chriso has a swim club that he's
Yeah.
actually made,
The Poor Simple Squid Club.
and you have mates coming out for a swim most mornings, or
So the reason why we started it, I have been like in a great place past couple of months, like with a few things, and we just started this swim club, like sort of like as a mental health thing, like to catch up with mates and like just to socialise, checking in each other and see how we're going. And I know, like surprisingly, like a lot of my mates caught on to it, and like we swim probably like maybe 2-3 times a week, and yeah, it's been unreal. Like I just got swim caps organised, like custom made
amazing.
swimming caps, which
Can people
are pretty
buy them?
funny. Yeah, you can buy them. I don't know if anyone's gonna buy them, but it's more for just the boys
Yeah,
anyway.
we
Like I don't care. Like it's
We'll
I'm
share-
not like trying to sell merch or anything.
We'll link the.
we'll link the
Yeah.
thing.
And yeah, like it's been unreal. Like all the boys have gotten around it. We've got an Instagram page.
Yeah,
the boys
check it
get
out.
around that.
Everyone
like,
should follow that because like we follow it. It's very fun.
It's
to
very
follow.
fun.
Yeah, like and then like each member has their day on Instagram. Like it'll be Westy Wednesdays or Tumbleturn Tim Tuesdays.
Fuck, that's what we should be doing.
Why are we doing
Like
that?
Jug on Saturdays. Like we have different days, and like they do things on obviously on their different day. Like they do polls or they do jokes or whatever. And
Oh, we're gonna do that.
Yeah,
Morgan,
It's genius.
Morgan's
Yeah, it
Mondays?
is.
Genius.
but
Morgan Mondays.
Yeah.
George.
There's no other good.
George Tuesdays?
I'm stuck.
I'm sorry.
we just make it up. Well, Tom's name's Tom, and we call him Tim. So Tumbleturn Tim Tuesdays.
That one is amazing.
Oh,
We're not
yeah.
gonna live up to
Amazing.
that.
It is good. Hey.
That's
We're
it.
not gonna live up to that.
Yeah, it is good. And
We'll
then
figure it
Millie
out.
Mondays, which like we call Lockie Ryan Millie Mondays, and
That's epic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a bloody good thing.
But yeah,
that's
Like,
a great
it's
thing.
cool
to
thing
do.
to do.
If you guys want, check it out. Check out the Instagram. It's pretty sweet. And then I mean, if there's people listening to this in the Shire and you're mates with Chris and know about this and you think it'd be a good time to go for a swim and rehash, check it out. So yeah, but thanks for coming on, Crispy.
Nah, my pleasure. Thanks for having
Been
me.
an absolute pleasure.
Appreciate it.
And boys,
Yeah.
we made a year. We're now on to the next one.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Coffee Club.
Congratulations.
Gus, thanks again for letting us
Monetize.
monetize. And I mean,
Get rich off you.
he's the
Get
president.
rich. Get rich.
He's the president. He lets us run the show. He's been pretty,
He's pretty hands off.
pretty hands off.
But he knows that once the money comes around, he'll come back and
Yeah, he'll come back and
He'll be
he'll
back.
chew up something to make sure that he knows that he's the boss. and he wants
We
his
use
money.
his name, image, and likeness, and he gets treats in return.
Yeah,
It's a good
Yeah, it's his
trade-off.
commission.
It's not bad actually.
that's his commission.
He gets love and care.
And he won't talk back. That's the best part. If you give him anything, he'd be stoked.
He's very appreciative. He is.
Yeah.
Maybe a
But-
cupcake.
Yeah. No, we should rip into these cupcakes, huh?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right. Well, thank
Yeah,
you
we
everyone
did
for listening today and for the whole year. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Roger Hall.
What do you want?
I love the 3, 2.